Gentiles in the flesh, who are called uncircumcision by that which is called a circumcision in the flesh made by hands. Okay, so like I said, the Gentiles, the Israelite foreigners, they were being called Gentiles by the Jews in Judea, man. Okay, they were being called Gentiles. Okay, so they basically referencing saying, look, you was in past you were being called Gentiles, or you were Gentiles, because you was going after these other nations' customs and their gods. Okay, and you made yourself uncircumcised, okay, spiritually, okay, and physically, because they would have to let it be circumcised as well. Okay, but you've been brought back from that. Okay, you've been brought back. Okay, hence the term redeemed. When the Lord says, He's here to redeem us. Redeem means to bring back, pretty much, to buy back. Re means back. Okay, redeem is to buy. Okay, so to buy back. Okay, these nations, they were never of us in the first place. So why, what they're being brought back to or brought back to, man? Okay, that's not a redemption. Okay, the redemption is for Israel. Okay, this is that at that time you were without Yahushua, being aliens from the Commonwealth. Okay, being strangers. Okay, which they use for the term what was that term again that used there? Maybe I had it up. Right, just got down as a stranger, as a foreigner, pretty much. Okay, but that's what they were being treated as, man, as foreigners. Okay, but they were in fact Israelites, right? So, it says being aliens from the Commonwealth of Israel and strangers from the covenants of promise, because they didn't know about them. Okay, the covenants were a strange thing unto them because they grew up not knowing about that, or not knowing that it was pertaining to them. Okay, because they come up under different customs, right? It says having no hope and being without God in the world. Okay, right? Because like I said, they were being treated as heathens, man. Okay, so they didn't deal with the Jews in Judea and didn't know that those promises pertained unto them as well. Okay, because they were promised to them. Okay, these other nations weren't promised anything. Okay, now I want to get into Isaiah the 61st chapter, and I'm going to read through because it has a lot of points in it that I wanted to bring out. Okay, where is it? Okay, because like I said, it's understanding what the scriptures is talking about, man, to be able to identify who it's addressing, man. Okay, just clinging on to the word Gentile don't mean it's for you, man, or that it's talking about this nation over that nation. You have to know who it is talking about, man, and the only way you're gonna know who it's talking about is if you knew already what the scriptures was based on and what the prophecies were speaking about. Okay, because if you don't know that, you're not gonna get the understanding, man. Because there's no point in the books of the prophets, man, that it refers to all these nations being given the okay to be saved as long as you believe in the Lord. That's not in there, man. This has always been a focus on the nation of Israel and everything that was going to happen to them. How they were going to go off, how they were going into captivity, how they were going to call upon the name of the Lord again and be brought out of captivity, go back into captivity again. The Most High, abandoning them okay, because of our wickedness and send us into captivity again. Okay, leading to the last days, man. Okay, where the Lord was going to bring us back again out of the lands that we've been put in captivity. Because we've been scattered now. We're not just in Assyria, or we're not just in Babylon, or we're not just in Egypt, or we're not just in Rome. We're actually everywhere in the world right now in captivity. Okay, that is why it was necessary for the word to go out to the four corners of the earth. It wasn't to proclaim salvation to the whole world, but to proclaim salvation to the whole world of Israel, wherever they may be, man. Okay, that was his purpose. Okay, and this is what the scriptures talk about, man. Okay, and there's a lot of them in Isaiah, man. Okay, I've just picked this one, but there's tons of passages, tons of books, tons of chapters that speak about this. Okay, like I said, if we was to bring all the scriptures to show you all this, man, we'd be here all day doing this, man. Okay, well, I'm just gonna get this chapter, and we're gonna go through it and bring precepts of this chapter, right? Okay, now starting here, Isaiah 61 verse 1 says here, the Spirit of the Lord God is upon me, because the Lord hath anointed me to preach good tidings unto the meek. He hath sent me to bind up the brokenhearted, to proclaim liberty to the captives, and the opening of the prisons to them that are bound. Okay, this scripture is referenced in Luke, right? I'm going to show you that. And we're going to see who it's talking about. Okay. Now, this is Luke 4, verse 18. Right, it says here, the Spirit of the Lord is upon me. Okay, so this is Yahushua speaking. Okay, you see it's in red. Okay, it says, the Spirit of the Lord is upon me, because he hath anointed me to preach the gospel to the poor. He has sent me to heal the brokenhearted, to preach deliverance to the captives, and recovering the sight to the blind, to set at liberty them that are bruised. Okay, so the Lord himself said this, because he was referencing Isaiah 61 and 1. Right? So who was he talking to when he said this? Who was he talking about when he said this? Because, a lot of Christians would do say, oh, that's talking to anybody that accepts the Lord. Okay, but it's not. It has a specific purpose. There's a specific reason why he said this. Okay, because he was on a mission to do a particular thing. Okay, you read Luke 1 and 68, you read it and you can see what the Lord's purpose was. Okay, all right, back in Isaiah, so we're going to see who it's talking about and why the Lord said this and who it pertains to, right? It says, to proclaim the acceptable year of the Lord and the day of vengeance of our God, to comfort all that mourn. Okay, and that's another thing as well. The Lord is coming for vengeance. Okay, but the question is who? Now, we read earlier that the destroyer of the Gentiles, right? The destroyer of the nations, right? The vengeance is coming upon these nations that came up against the nation of Israel. Okay, so if you're equating that you yourself are a Gentile that can receive salvation, then who is the vengeance going to come upon, man? If the Gentiles, literally the other nations can be saved, who's the vengeance going to fall down upon? Because the Lord deals with nations, man. Okay, in their judgment. Okay, the Lord is bringing vengeance to our enemies. So if our enemies are you, how are you then going to be saved? Right? Book of Isaiah 34 and 8. Okay, it says here, for it is the day of the Lord's vengeance and the year of recompenses for the controversy of Zion. So it's all those enemies that came up against Israel, okay, they're the Lord's enemies, right? So that's all you nations. Okay, those of you who claim that you are the Gentiles, so called. Okay, showing you that it's not talking about you, man. Okay, the Gentiles that the scripture is talking about to receive salvation are Israelites. Okay, in that Gentile state of mind, in them other nations' philosophies, right? Jeremiah 25 says this. Get that. Verse 30. Okay, it says here. Oops, Salakia. No, that's right. Did I put this one down wrong? Oh, no. Okay. Right, yep. Jeremiah 25 verse 30 says, Therefore prophesy thou against them all these words, and say unto them, The Lord shall roar from on high, and utter his voice from his holy habitation. He shall mightily roar upon his habitation. He shall give a shout, and as they that tread the grapes against all the inhabitants of the earth. So a noise shall come even to the ends of the earth, for the Lord have a controversy with the nations. Okay, so that's all these nations. Okay, including 2/3 of our own people. Okay, they're included in this judgment. Okay, because they're gonna be destroyed too. Right? Said he will plead with all flesh, and he will give them that are wicked to the sword, saith the Lord. So thus saith the Lord of hosts, Behold, evil shall go forth from nation to nation, and a great whirlwind shall be raised up from the coast of the earth. And the slain of the Lord shall be at the day from one end of the earth even unto the other end of the earth. They shall not be lamented, neither gathered nor buried. They shall be dung upon the ground. Okay, so the Lord has a problem with these other nations. Okay, so why are these other nations suddenly going to be grafted into the salvation, man? That's contradictory, man. The Lord, we established already, the Lord changes not. Okay, you still going to be destroyed. These other nations still going to be punished. Okay, what is consistent in the scriptures is Israel being saved from all of this, the elect. Okay, the 1/3 of Israel, the Lord's remnant. Okay, they saved for himself. Okay, they're going to be saved out of this. Okay. All right, I think that was it on this. All right. All right, back in Isaiah 61, right? So yeah, to proclaim the acceptable year of the Lord and the day of vengeance of our God, to comfort all that mourn. So that's comforting to us. Okay, so that the Lord is going to get vengeance, get revenge for us, man. That's comforting unto us because we're in slavery underneath these other nations. Okay, that's not for you heathens. Okay, you heathens out there. That's not for you, man. Okay, verse 3, to appoint unto them that mourn in Zion. Okay, so this is the subject matter. This is talking about Zion. So when the Lord was talking about bringing good tidings unto the meek and binding up the brokenhearted, proclaiming liberty to the captives, this is talking for Zion. So when he was talking that, he was talking on behalf of Zion, man, of Israel. Okay, the message is not for you heathens. It never was. Alright? It says to give unto them beauty for ashes, the oil of joy for mourning, the garment of praise for the spirit of heaviness. Okay, we're gonna get them white garments, man, pure garments. Okay, Revelation chapter 7 talks about the 12,000 from each tribe. Okay, which makes up the elect, the government of Israel, the 144,000. Okay, and then after that, behind them is the great multitude, man. Okay, wearing white garments. Okay, but these also are Israelites, man. Okay, because like I mentioned, 2/3 of